Curiosity leads to large crowds in Mobile's Crichton community, many of you bringing binoculars, camcorders, even camera phones to take pictures.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me. All you gotta do is look up in the tree. Who else seen the leprechaun say yeah? Yeah!
What's up, guys? RyHo, here again, in my green regalia. Put my shamrock on here because today is St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. How do they say it in Irish? Bana Tina Foila Plátagor. I think. I don't really speak any Irish Gaelic, so I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I believe it says St. Patrick's blessing upon you. So St. Patrick's blessing upon you. As you can see, I have my nice green fancy shirt on. I got this last year, St. Patrick's Day, and I know some of you are probably thinking, what the hell does this mean? Keith's mean. If you're from Nova Scotia, you know what it is. I know you do. If you're from Canada, then you probably have an idea. I think most of Canada has Keith's now. If you're from the States, I don't know where in the States this stuff would be sold. Maybe like New England or something like that. But anyway, it's Alexander Keith's India Pale Ale. It's an amazing beer. I don't drink a whole lot of it anymore. I kind of got tired of it. But yeah, I got this last year. I drank a lot of this last year. I lived out west, and I wasn't a big fan of all the beer out there, so I drank a lot of Keith's. But you should search it up, check it out, see if you can get it in your town. I don't know, but it's some good stuff. But anyway, that's enough about the T-shirt. As I'm assuming you can see by the title, today I am taking a look at Leprechaun. St. Patrick's Day, gotta keep in the whole I don't know, festive mood. I was originally going to do 3 reviews. I was going to start this, I was going to do it like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, finish off Leprechaun 3 on Tuesday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and do Leprechaun 4. I started doing the review for Leprechaun, and I realized that there was no point in me doing a review for all these movies. I'll get into that. First off, I used to rent these movies a lot as a kid. I know I've said on them, I think I said on the channel, and I know I've said to people that I like the Leprechaun movies. Probably the last time I would have rented any of these, and I think it would have been Leprechaun 3, because Leprechaun 3 was my favorite when I was a kid. Would have been when I was 15 or 16. So it's been the better part of a decade since I've probably seen one of these. And yeah, the only thing I can say is that, let's just say they sort of wore off on me. Out of the 3 now, I think the first one would be the one that I like the best because it actually has some decent acting. Whereas the other, well, 2 has some alright acting by some people, but not a whole lot. And then 3 is just fucking... I think I liked 3 because 3 actually has some gore effects in it. It has like 1 or 2 scenes that are actually kind of gory. But the other movies, man, there's nothing really to watch here. You know, I guess I wouldn't have noticed back when I was a kid because I hadn't seen a whole lot of horror stuff, and I thought this was a cool horror movie at the time, for whatever reason. Really, these movies are just, how many weird situations can we put Warwick Davis into while he's dressed as a leprechaun? What can we make him say, what can we make him do that's funny? Because that's really all it is. The character's really a lot like Freddy Krueger, except you don't have to be asleep. He uses magic and stuff, so pretty much anything goes. He's all done up and creepy looking, and he just makes wisecracks the whole time. So it's basically Nightmare on Elm Street with leprechauns. That's basically it. The 3 movies, I think, are supposed to be 3 different leprechauns, because in every one of the movies, I don't know about the other, I've only seen up to 4. I haven't watched any of the Back to the Hoods and stuff like that, or In the Hood or whatever. But in these ones, it's like a different leprechaun every time, because the leprechaun gets killed. I'm not ruining these, hopefully, for you. The leprechaun gets killed in every one of these. And that's basically what you're waiting for. I guess that's supposed to be the payoff of the movie, because in each one of them he dies in a different way, but it's, I guess it's sort of like the big effect, but like I said like before, there's really no gore effects in these movies. Like he bites a few people and bites some stuff off, and that's basically his main trick. He does all these other things that he tries to pull off, and most of the time it doesn't work, or if it does work, it's a crappy effect. Like in this one, he pogo sticks a guy to death in the first one. Of course, starring Jennifer Aniston. They have to make sure you know that. That poor woman. In this picture, she doesn't look like this in the movie at all. I don't know what the hell. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, essentially he just runs around doing these stupid, goofy gag kills that usually look like crap if he pulls them off. In part 2 and 3, he usually has a shillelagh he just beats people with. I don't know what to tell you guys. I guess I was gonna do, like I said, I was gonna do a review of each of these, and I realized I was just gonna say that they all sucked, and I wasn't gonna have a whole lot to say about them because I just watched these in the last couple of days, and I'm glad I only paid like $10 for this at Walmart, because if I had paid more for this, I'd be totally upset. Yeah, I mean, I've always said that I like these movies, and I had a fond memory of them, but in watching them, I had a hard time getting through to 3. I kind of remembered it a little better, so I kind of liked it a little more, but still, there's nothing in it that's really all that great. And the first one, like I said, has probably the better acting, and made it a little easier to swallow, but I don't have a whole lot to say here, guys. As far as Leprechauns 1, 2, and 3 go, you might have a memory of them, you might remember them in higher regard, and if you do, maybe you want to spend the $10 to pick it up. I think I could live without having it. Now that I have it, it's fine. It's in my collection. That's cool. I don't know how often I'll be watching these. But, yeah, I think if I hadn't picked them up, I'd be just as fine if I remembered them. But I guess I had to watch them again. But that's Leprechaun 1, 2, and 3. I could go through the plots for them, but there's really no point. I'll give you a quick run through. Leprechaun 1, the guy goes back to Ireland, catches a leprechaun, I guess, steals his gold. The leprechaun comes back to the States with him and wants his gold back, and essentially he terrorizes this house because the gold's somewhere in the property, even though the person that lived there that had the gold 10 years ago was put in a home and stuff like that. Leprechaun 2, he tries to marry, on his 1000th birthday, he tries to marry this woman, somebody screws it up for him, so 1,000 years later he tries to marry someone else in the bloodline, and her boyfriend tries to stop him. And Leprechaun 3, in Leprechaun 3, this guy shows up to a pawn shop with a leprechaun in stone, with a medallion around his neck, pawns him because he needs some money to get out of town. The shopkeeper, the pawn shopkeeper, unwittingly lets it loose, then tries to steal his coin, and basically the whole movie he runs around trying to get his shilling back because it's part of his pot of gold, and whoever holds the coin can make wishes, which is why I think I remember the third one the best and liked the best, because they all make these different outlandish wishes that are kind of cool. But that's those movies. And if you're wondering about Leprechaun 4 Lost in Space, I think it's called Leprechaun 4 in Space, I think is what it's called actually. I don't even know if I want to deem it with a review. It sucks. I knew that one sucked. I knew that one sucked for a long time. What's-her-face, Heidi from Home Improvement's in it. It's a bunch of people out in space trying to get away from Leprechaun because he's on board. He gets blown up after he gets shot into space at the end, and he gives everyone the finger. That's basically the movie. Don't waste your time on that one. And then, like I said, maybe if you have some fond memories of these, or you want to see something goofy, check them out, because they're kind of funny sometimes. Like, Leprechaun can be funny. He's not as good as Freddy with his wit and stuff like that, but he can be funny, and some of the situations are kind of laughable. But for the most part, I would say maybe avoid these. I wasn't a big fan of watching them again. In fact, I was totally let down. And yeah, that's basically all I have left to say on those. I was going to make it 3 days of reviews, but I just knew I couldn't. So anyway, guys, that's the review. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day. Wear some green, maybe drink some green beer. If you're too young, I don't know. Put some, I don't know, have some green cake or something. I don't know what you do. But either way, enjoy yourself. And here's a toast. And peace.